All right, so as far as practice goes today with the guys that will not be out there, or I should say that are out, BT Badori knee yesterday in practice, and then Eddie Goldman had a back yesterday in practice, so he will not be out there. Cole Kmet and Justin Fields are two guys that we're going to be extremely conservative with. Cole has his hamstring started getting a little tight, and Justin's groin was a little sore. So those two guys we're going to pull back and make sure we got to be smart there. And so we're going to be smart with them. We're going to pull back and be conservative there. There's nothing to read into with either one of those guys. We're just being smart. The load management guys today are Jimmy Graham and Khalil Mack. And then back in today will be James Daniels, J.P. Holtz, Roquan Smith, Josh Woods, Trey Roberson, and Robert Quinn. Some of those will be doing some individual and doing some thing, getting them back in type deal. But those are those guys. And then for us now, in regards to Tevin Jenkins, so Tevin's going to be getting back surgery today. It's a common procedure that's done. It's going to be done locally. We tried to hope to avoid the surgery with him, and we tried several treatments. But the goal is to get him back this season. So that's the most recent update with him. And other than that, the practice today is going to be padded for the start, and then we're going to end up taking the pads off just because of where we're at right now, numbers-wise, and we're still going to get our reps in, but we're going to pull the pads off after the first team period that we have. We need to have pads on for the blitz period, and then after that, we're going to pull back a little bit. So that's your update.
When you say pull back on Justin and Cole, do you mean not practice today? Do you mean are they limited today?
Yeah, they will not be. They will not be out there. So they'll be out. They're not practicing. They won't be practicing.
Is it too early to know whether this will affect Justin playing on Saturday or not?
Yeah, I'd say it's too early to go there. I just think that for him right now, like again, we want to be able to get to that point to where he's able to play in that game. I mean, that's very important. And so I would say if you're asking me a question, are you being conservative or aggressive? We're being super conservative. We just don't, when you start messing with these soft tissue deals, you can't, you got to be smart. And with him and Cole, we want to make sure we're super smart there.
Matt, what exactly is the back surgery addressing with Tevin?
What is it addressing?
Yeah, what's the issue back there?
Yeah, that would be something that you'd have to get into with Dre and the team of doctors. I can't answer that.
How did it happen specifically?
What's that?
The injury to Jenkins.
It's something new. So this is something we were aware of the back issues in college, but these are symptoms that are new. So that's what we're dealing with. He's at a point right now where we were trying, like I said, we were trying different things to see that we could stay away from this, and it was something that we ended up getting to this point right now that the part that when you get to the word surgery, obviously everyone gets concerned, that you don't want to hear that, but the goal is to get him back here this year, and I think once that happens, then we're able to look back at this, but it's where we're at right now.
Back this season is obviously a pretty wide time frame. Are we talking early in the season, later in the season?
I can't get into that because I don't know. I mean, it could. For me, I'm learning too on that whole timeline thing. So I don't want to. It'd be hard for me to. It wouldn't be fair to the kid, I don't think either, to give an exact timeline. But to be able to know that the goal is to get him back this year is really where we're at right now. So I don't want to put it on the kid to pinpoint him to a certain time.
Man, Akeem Hicks left practice somewhat suddenly yesterday. What happened, and what's his status?
No, we there's no update. He's back today, and that's the only thing that matters.
Why did he miss practice?
No update. Yeah.
Just to confirm, you mean back practicing today, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
Matt, you understand why that comes across as strange?
Sure. Yeah, he's back. So.
This is the guy that We haven't been able to talk to him all training camp, obviously, so all we're getting is questions we asked you.
Sure.
Has he been an issue, a problem, anything during training camp?
No, he's been fine, and we want him to come out and play good football. So that's all, you know what I mean? Go sack the quarterback and stop the run.
Matt, you've been very upbeat about the offensive line, even with some of the trouble, and I think part of what you've kept pointing to is that these guys that are out are going to be coming back. This seems like this one hits you pretty hard.
Well, it's for me. This is, you'd be surprised. I mean, it's something where you care about these guys as players, right, individually. But then at the same point in time, you got your head coach hat on, and you got to make sure it's the next man up mentality. So, you know, I'm not going to allow. This is a part of the game. Injuries are a part of it, guys. This is just how we have to be built. Meaning me as a head coach and our coaches on staff. You got to prepare for times like this. If this comes up and this happens, so the hit me hard thing. That's not. I wouldn't say use those words for me. I would say for him, you know, it's important that now we put a plan in place, we attack it, and for us as a team moving forward, starting today now, right? Now we know what's going on. Now we got to make sure that, you know, starting today, Tevin is on his plan and we're on our plan moving forward at the left tackle position. So this is one of those deals where you got to be able to roll with the punches and you got to be able to accept news when it comes certain ways, and that's all we're going to do. And it's going to give somebody else an opportunity. And you never know, maybe we look back at this and somebody has a great shot or a great opportunity at turning, you know, this situation at left tackle into something positive.
Matt, is this the kind of back issue where you fix it, he's out, he comes back, it's like he's like new? Or, as sometimes happens with back issues, is this a potentially chronic, longer-term issue that could affect his NFL career?
What I would say to that, Mark, is that from everything that I'm hearing, it sounds very, very positive. That once this is done, that it should be again. It's hard to put and say everything's 100%, but it sounds like once this happens and you get this surgery, that things should be fixed and pretty good. You know, so that's the good part in this whole thing.
Jason Peters today or still doing intake?
Yeah, not today. Yeah, I think tomorrow will be when we see him.
Obviously, somebody's got to play that left tackle position in the meantime.
Yeah.
Your thoughts on Elijah and what he did in the game on Saturday?
Yeah, he did. The O-line in general did great, and I thought he played well too. I really did. You know, he had the tough break there, being out for a little bit, but then he's gotten back. And the thing I appreciate about Elijah is that he's taken all these reps. There's a lot of reps there that he's taken at left tackle, and there's times where he's really trying his best to learn Juan's techniques. It's a little bit new to him, and put that into fruition with our defense and going against our defense. And so I'm proud of him for that. So again, here it is. It's a great opportunity for him to take it over and see what he can do. So he's trying to do his best.
Yeah, we saw Tevin working on the field in rookie minicamp.
Yeah.
He is to a point. Was there a trauma to the back, or was this something developed over time? Do you remember when it happened?
No, not specifically. I think just symptoms he started feeling, and then that's when you go into, that's kind of out of my world as far as that goes. It goes to the trainers, it goes to the doctors. They do their deal. They work through all that, and like I said, we tried to do everything, and credit to Tevin too. He tried to do things too to be able to see, okay, what can we do to avoid any surgery, and we tried it, and now it's gotten to this point where he's going to get surgery.
I'm just trying to remember, was he a full participant through the veteran minicamp?
Was he a full participant?
Veteran minicamp.
Gosh, I don't even remember. I don't know.
I figured out if it happened after.
Yeah, I don't remember. Sorry.
Matt, with Justin, was the groin bothering him yesterday? It just seemed like in general the practice for him wasn't his best.
Yeah, he was a little sore, and Justin's the last one that's going to tell you that's an excuse. He's not going to use that excuse. I mean, he was pissed off with some of the throws and just the way, in general, yesterday we were all a little bit. I didn't think offensively we had a very good day, you know. And we were able to watch the film last night, go through it and correct it and see why and stuff. So, and I just for us, we got to be smart. You know, we want to be smart, and it doesn't make sense right now to push the limits with him and take a chance of making it more sore.
Forgive me if you said this already. When is the surgery?
What's that?
When is the surgery?
It's today.
Oh, it is today.
Yeah, it's today. Yep, no problem.
On a separate
Go ahead.
topic, when a new coach comes in, and especially on offense, you're looking at the skill guys, and it takes a while to kind of craft the personnel there to what you
Yeah.
when you look at the group you have now with running backs, tight ends, wide receivers, it looks to me like that has your fingerprints all over it. Like,
Yeah.
this is- how close is this group to what you ideally want?
Really close. I really feel great about it. I think that, the pieces that we have here and how we want to do things. Again, some of this, like you saw yesterday, with some of the frustration we had, the way some of practice was going offensively. We got some wide receivers that are limited right now, so some of this is with the backups and the other guys, and that's a part of the learning process for us to evaluate them with any mistakes that they make. But for the most part, we feel, at all positions, we feel really good as far as where we're at schematically, where we're at personnel-wise, across the board, but that's our job every year, even to my first year in 18, you're learning things, you're trying to teach the play. Now, you got guys like Allen Robinson that know the ins and outs of every play, and that helps out as a play caller and as a coach. They can become those coaches on the field. We have more of those guys now than what we've had in previous years because they're 2, 3, 4 years into it.
Is it the speed? Is it the reliability? What are you seeing that you had maybe wanted to see more of in your first couple?
Well, the speed speaks for itself. The guys we brought in the wide receiver room, you have that. But just all in general, I think the guys just having more experience, it helps them. Even Mooney, a guy like Mooney that came in last year, did what we asked, but now he's growing and he's doing. We're seeing things that he can do better and implement it into the offense that we didn't know last year. Cole Kmet, same thing. We're trying to get him more involved, and so that just. It helps everything. David Montgomery, whether it's a certain route out of the backfield that he's getting better at, that he couldn't do maybe as well his first year. So that's kind of that.
As of now, are your original plans for Justin to play Saturday intact? And how will that sort of
They are.
evolve?
No, they're intact. And again, even just from every day from here up until Saturday, we just got to be careful with them because the plan is we want to be able to evaluate them. We want them. I think if we asked you guys and we said, hey, would you rather him not practice today and play Saturday, or practice today and not play Saturday, what would y'all pick? Right? So y'all can't get mad that he's not practicing today. We're trying to be smart with him.
Hey, man, just to clarify, no timeline on Tevin Jenkins?
No timeline, but the goal is to get him here for the season, for some part of the season.
Thanks, Matt.